I'm talking about. My issue is that we are trying to use the pastoral cavalry to behave like fools. Jimmy Fowo now I have to say, a software you're untouchable, or your software D, or Shadimba, or Tianimba fees, or Tiadainka, nonsense. One a cancer. One a cancer. A brand table waru or near Jumaye, who probably friend me and then or say me was sorry, me boss of one, oh boss of one, we are dying. Me boss of one, then I'm away, won't tell the necra, Yanni Bompire boss of one, dear, sorry, and tell my Debiani and Yafire as a quiet. Now, Pire and I'm a boy. Yedi yedi faka monso mote ho abusua e de mo dehye e mo bia ne sanko na no mo do mo ba
anti prayer warriors you not marry.
Prayer warriors is it a profession? Is prayer warriors a profession? Yedi ya tofu weda bisa prayer warriors ahe e no ti o mo fi o mo nyina temba fie. And my hard and omutim. Omo good na ni mase. Nsa fu akwa.
Abusuafo mema munyina akwaba. Pastor Mensah Otabil or the Ensembia to Ghana was say empe bebre no yen Ghana for say ye 2 kwan eko abrochira we easily lose our sense of nationalism and selfhood. As in the sense say yeta e praise e kro na yakoso no more than Ghana and a Ghana de eye fuom and a Ghana de system no enye adwuma and a Ghana de nkoaa and a Ghana de ase bibia basa we easily tend to paint our countries are black. Now, sir, and Semuna or the Atudano, a binom Aquaquene said he was referring to Ayatrini Jonas, which is not true, which is not so, because in his presentation, while Mot Jonas he never made any reference to Jonas in Tinen Semno Yemfano as he presented it. And Mayan tries to link to any particular person because Jonas is not the only Ghanaian living abroad who is very critical of the government and the bar system. Matthias here. Tiabusia yenti eye ensemo a eye osofo Pastor Mensah Otabil or the Atudana Syria sani amuina amunim no machire madwen.
I think one of the things we should be praying for and trusting God to help is to give us a sense of nationalism and a national selfhood. You know, if a Japanese goes anywhere to study, they could be in that place for 40 years. But they would not lose their selfhood. The Chinese will not lose their selfhood. They can learn everything in that system, but they never lose their selfhood. I think for some reason, our people, and I can say it's not even across-board African, I can speak for Ghana, that Ghanaians tend to lose their national selfhood very easily. And other African countries, but I'm not a citizen of their countries, so I'm not going to pronounce on them. But they lose their selfhood very easily and instantly want to imitate and ape up and try to be what they are not. Somebody get a little stay in America for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and come to Ghana, and all of a sudden feels that everybody is senseless. Nobody knows what to do. They have all the answers, because they have been part of another society. But they forget, I've always said this, that it's like somebody who lives in a boys' quarters. Yes, you are in the environment, but you're in the boys' quarters of that. And you didn't build that environment. So although you think it's superior and you are judging your own country with it, you were not a participant in its development. So even if you were left alone, you can't create what you saw. And that is where a lot of people who travel outside come back very critical of our system, and given opportunity mess up big time because they have seen something they didn't create. Now they have to be humble to say, I only saw it. Now I have to go to my country and see whether I can interpret what I saw in my own country and make it work. And it is that humility that would make the new African become part, or the new African in the diaspora become part of the development of the motherland.
Yeah, na ensemu a eye Pastor Mensah Otabil or the atudra ena yenyina yetie no. Na the first point I will make here or say we should pray to God and trust in God to give us a sense of nationalism and national selfhood. Now, you see, this is the problem I tend to have with black Christianity. Niente make us a black Christianity no any conscious person behind him say Christianity or religion in general no was invented. Bible no free nyame. There is no evidence to back the authenticity and answer the history of Yesu Christo. Inti some of us in say Yesu bia Maria said that omu nyina no they are nothing but fictional characters to deceive the masses. Say they should not save themselves. They should not fight for their rights. They should not fight for what belongs to them. Let them wait. A savior will someday descend from the sky to save them. A Messiah will someday descend from the sky to save them. Now, so, in as much as I say, ye nim se sa enyoma we nyina eye atrono. Wo hwe the way a abrofo is a practice of Christianity are different from the way I Ghana for. Let me limit myself to Ghana. Are different from the way I Ghana for. You see a practice here there. And that's all quite religion in general is on a very low. There's a above from cry ton and sorry dying. Convert ibinum into pubs, ibinum into museums and other things. Now so the few churches in Poor Akano, they have turned them into, NGOs and charitable organizations helping and assisting the poor. Jimieno is very minimal in white Christianity. But soba Ghana dia Jimieno is 99.9%. Yenton oil, yenton ebro munsu, yenton kusiakoko broni asori demo now so yeshi brazier, eshi panties, eshi boxer shorts. De amount for pictures ye for girls and black Christianity, there is no difference between them and a scamming shrine. Shrine be akwa azan for nkwa negu hwa eja yebu. Nti ye jimie na ewo ye Christianity mono ye far different. Bruni bia ni hwa obetena se aka se omo empaye ema nyame bi ema omo a sense of nationalism. But here we are, a very top pastor or software or Ghana or kasa dodo na etie no etimi ba bonten na say wanya the audacity aba bonten ka kire yen Ghana for say yem mpaye na yen looking up to God to give us a sense of nationalism. This is the problem I have with black Christianity. In the first place, yen misa ye ho say nationalism, the word nationalism came as a result of the various nations we have. Now, various nations in our no enyame bi na e create ma ye. Wo de yem fa ne say asase ya ye wo so enyame bi na e boye. Nyankopon bo ni wiase no. One create demarcations bia wo. One create America and one create Canada. One create Ghana and one create Saudi Arabia. One create Nigeria and one create Liberia. Sa various nations yen nipa esan tumi any control and I created those jurisdictions and those demarcations ema ye ho to different names wo de wo free ha so cross eba ha wo ye foreigner onso free ha so cross free ha ba ha wo ye foreigner enti nations enye nyame bi na e create ma yen na sa nyame no aba be ma ye a sense of nationalism. If there should be anything like sense of nationalism, that sense of nationalism. Now, say sense of nationalism, this is how to go about it. Not by praying, not by crying on a god, not by praying in tongues, but by our leaders putting systems in place to make sure, say, the citizens have a sense of belongingness. Say, the citizens, Mamifa Ghana example, say, ye man penny and answer, ya ban per se, Ghanaians in a sense of nationalism and a selfhood, whereby, say, omutu point equa bruchira, they will not easily betray who they are. They will not easily give in their Ghanaian citizenships to become American citizens and Canadian citizens and whatever citizens they are. Then first thing first, what they have to do is to create the Ghanaian system in such a way, say, Ghanaians will have a sense of belongingness. A sense of belongingness no echere say omo yare a aban no adwen omo ho. So tu kwan pokwa abuchi na se okokonya asem a Ghana aban no will come to his or her rescue. Ghana system no eye adwuma. The system, favors nobody, whether you are a rich or a poor. So bu emra no so a emra eno obeye adwuma. The system does not only protect the rich, but equally protect the poor. There is equality and justice in the system. Sebim prebiasa, yemma ye citizens no emfili say o man no adwen omo ho. Enye say bia yempanimfo nko a na o man no dwen omo ho ana say omo nko a na omo enjoy from the national cake. There be each and every Ghanaian is benefiting and will benefit from the national cake, from the resources that we have as a people or as a country. That is a first step in, planting seeds of nationalism and seeds of self, worth, and I say seeds of pride, nationalism, and selfhood in the hearts and minds of the people. Not by praying, because be and a creative the various nations. Nyame bia ni hwa oto aba, and nyame bia ni hwa oyi leaders. Nyame bia ni hwa onemi America, and nyame bia ni hwa onemi Ghana. Yen yankasa, and a creative your imaginary demarcations in my home, and we give names to our various, imaginary borders and imaginary countries and nations. So this has got nothing to do with God. Se Ghana need to kwa bruchire, na se ukonya asemua, na se oko Ghana embassy a, ne rebe ho ne hompo se oba Ghana embassy. The way right from the gate man to the receptionist, the way obviously a through any wakasa na so broni remu dia. Oh yes sir, welcome sir, kindly sit here sir, please you're welcome sir, how can I help you sir? The way they treat foreigners in Pono are much respectable or respected than the way they treat their own Ghanaians. So how do you expect such a people to have a sense of nationalism? He was using Japan as an example. Of course, less likely say Japan need to quite a free Japan ako abrochire na we give out the citizenship na wakofa obi citizenship and say where did Japan for atemu and say where did Japan penny for atemu and say where already kill Japan in the face of other nations. Omo enye saa and say omo enta anye saa hardly nenti a etisa no enie Japan man no edwen ne mindful. In Japan the system is working. Japan government and I say Japan empanifo omo edwen Japan for ho. They see to it say every Japanese is having the best of life. Say Japan ni etu kwa abrochire ekonya asemua, the government of Japan will be there to help and assist them. Your Ghana ha ena two Canadians ebe yira o Ghana Canada empanifo esuma officials emma omo ba Ghana ebe hwe Canadians no ehu wo mo eye Ghana for ena eko yira o Saudi Arabia, Ghana for na eko kamu ewo Libya, any other nations are that the Ghana embassy even in those countries will not care. Not to talk of the Ghana government, sending official from Ghana to go and see to their rescue. Intino, you can't compare what you see here. We mono, what the yamfa America for cramponia example. Hey, a better day pass it ubit me. I convince American is a betray America. Because America man no edwene ho oni adwuma ye mpo a America man no ema na aduane di oni baabi mpo da America man no ema na baabi da sabi mprediasa the country cares about you so to kwan ko baabi ana se ne ho kwaka mu a the US embassy will be there to assist and help him. Emra yete say Afghanistan Taliban for Ajia Botswana various nations were trying to evacuate their people from Afghanistan. Yet they say America evacuate omonko for. Yet they say UK, Germany, France evacuate omonko for. What they say Ghana evacuate omonko for now. You can't tell me say Ghanaians are not in Afghanistan. Ghanaians are in Afghanistan. But we never heard they say Ghanaians or the Ghana government is evacuating Ghanaians from Afghanistan. So how do you expect such a people to have a sense of nationalism and selfhood? And Mensah Otabil, in the first place in Pono, has no moral right to come and sit on TV to say these kind of things. Native Americans are say, you the same person. Yeah, they were to bank and what's now say, Emma bank no egu say ye can't encore for or Emma Ghana for any sense of nationalism. Oh, Mensah Otabil, you are the first point of call. And I say you are the first guilty person. Oh, you're guilty. Because so, you don't to bank and no say, she bank no so say be a bank no ebetimi akọ nanim. Na bank no ebetimi mpo a employ Ghanaian youths. You sat down and watched the bank to collapse. Uko di sika. You only thought of yourself, one Ghana for home. And today you have the audacity to come and sit on TV and talk, and I Ghana for Kabruchra, they easily lose their sense of nationalism. Of course they will lose because of course they will lose because Mensah Otabil, you don't cut in a bank and udisika, you could not bring progress and prosperity to the bank. You went to collapse the bank. So you have no moral right in the first place to come and sit on TV and talk this rubbish. You're facing reality. Mensah Otabil has no moral right to come and sit on TV or wherever and talk this nonsense and rubbish. Until you learn as government, as leaders, on say my biano is like a very big family. Yam penny infono and omoye ebusuya penny. Iti until say Ghana ebusuya penny and anado dan kwekufuado currently and then buying and the Ghana penny for ebe who say they are there for the people and not the other way around. Ebe who say they are there to serve the people. They are there in the interest of the people. Inti they should always place the people first. The people first. The people first. Now omo anke ama Ghana for anwe Ghana for home. Ama Ghana for and feel a sense of belongingness to the nation. Forget it. Ghanaians will always go abroad and throw the Ghana passport somewhere and go for European American passports because it's better to even belong to a foreign nation which will care so much for you than to belong to your own nation which will not give a fuck about you. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Yabusiafo medemo ABC send ya mu nyina mu nim no. Me di the chairman Freemind Makramo.